Well, let's start by taking a look at how I can provision Azure Data Factory. So here I am in the portal, and I've already got a few resources in here. If I have a look, you can see I've got a few existing Azure resources, and I've got a resource group called RG12345 already created. So specifically for the purposes of these demos, I've got an Azure storage account here, which contains some data, and I've got an Azure SQL database server with an Azure SQL database. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to create an Azure Data Factory that I'm eventually going to use to transfer data between these two different sources and transform it en route. So the first thing I need to do is go and create my new ADF. And I can do that by clicking the plus here in the menu and going and finding that. It's actually in the Intelligence and Analytics section here. But these things do tend to move around a bit, so you can always just search the marketplace here. I could search for Azure Data Factory. If I go ahead and click that search, it finds Azure Data Factory. So if it's not where you expect it to be, you can find it that way. Either way, we'll go ahead and create an instance of one of these Azure Data Factories. And I get this familiar dialog box for anybody who's created anything in Azure. And the first thing I need to do is provide a name. So I'll go with ADF. I'll just go with ADF initially. I'll get a little exclamation mark to say that name is not available. It's already being used. So we need to have something that's globally unique. So I'll just put in something here that is hopefully unique, ADF-12345. That's available. I get a little green tick, so I can go with that. And I could create a new resource group for this, or I could add it to an existing resource group. So I'm just going to add it to my RG12345 group. And I choose a location for that Azure Data Factory as well. So it's as simple as that. I'll go ahead and create that. And off goes the portal to create that ADF instance. And a short time later, the deployment will succeed. So I can see that I get this little notification. And I can see that that deployment has succeeded. And if I go and have a look now at my resources, I can see that I have my ADF-12345 here. And I can click into that to open its blade. And I can see lots of tiles there that I can use to manage my Azure Data Factory, which we'll look at in some later demonstrations.